I have one word for us this week that can truly be a game changer for your holiday season. You're going to love it. But before I share that, if you listened to my recent podcast when I was in Hawaii, you heard towards the end all of this wind and noise. It was like, and it was so hard to hear if you even tried to hang on. But in that podcast, I was talking about the need to be still. And sometimes that looks like pulling back, similar to a slingshot. Pull it back, be still, kind of think and pray through what you want to do next. But sometimes, just like you were hearing so much wind and background noise, sometimes we have so much background noise in our lives and we don't even realize it. The background noise of social media or the news that is influencing our decisions. And I'm not saying we should bury our heads in the sand, although with the state of our world right now, I would really love to do that. But I am saying that we need to be able to pull it back, tune out social media. For me, how I do that, I actually haven't been on social media the last few days, and it has been amazing. Love it. I feel so much more peace. My headspace is clearer so I can be creative. So I'm writing some stuff for next year, so get ready. But really pull back from social media, especially around the holidays. Because I don't know about you, but people posting pictures of their food. I'll get all excited about my Thanksgiving meal and what I've put together until I get on social media. Or maybe you're making some plans and you're watching the news and you're like, I don't know if it's safe to go anywhere. And so you're letting those background noises get in the way of really hearing where you need to be this holiday season. So that's just a little side note related to the last podcast with the wind. But this week, I want us to talk about the one gift that we can easily give this holiday season that truly can have some really cool impact. And the one gift that we can give, it starts with a C. Let's see if I can give you another clue for those of you who like to play along. It starts with a C. It's something that we don't often give, yet we get mad or frustrated because we assume that people should know it. And that is the gift of context. The gift of context. You may be thinking, what in the world? The gift of context? This seems like the dumbest thing I've heard. But hang in there with me. My husband loves to use Desert Rose dishes. And if you don't know what Desert Rose is, they are cream dishes with pink and green flowers. Not really my choice of dishes. And I have tried many times to get new dishes. But no, he is non-negotiable on Desert Rose. And all I knew is he had them in his house. His ex-wife didn't want them. And I'm thinking, no wonder she didn't want them. They have pink and green flowers on them. But then he shared, Janae, my grandmother used them. My mom uses them. And so he wants to continue that family tradition. These are plates that have been passed around generation to generation, and yet I did not have that context. Now that I do, I have so much more appreciation for it. Another example of that, I made one of my grandmother's recipes. She was an incredible cook. I love to cook. I was on the Food Network. I did get voted off on the first round, so that should probably be an indication of my ability to cook. But I do love to cook, so I made this recipe, and I said, everyone has to have a try it bite. And my son was like, Mom, this is just terrible. Why would you even make it? And I said, well, I made it because it was something that reminded me of my grandmother. and my mom has made it. And so he had context. Did it change the flavor of the food? No. But it changed the way he felt about the food. I think sometimes, particularly around the holidays, we have so many other things going on unrelated to the holidays. Maybe we're distracted because you've got some year-end goals at work and you don't know if you're going to meet them. Or perhaps you've got some underlying health challenges that you're getting checked out and you don't want to tell anyone because you don't want to ruin the holidays. But if we give the gift of context, hey, if I don't seem like myself, it's because I really have a lot going on at work and in my head. And please don't take it personally. So often we try to just skate over our mood swings or minimize the fact that this year's holiday looks different. And I'm going to encourage us, instead of skating over and saying peace out and pretending everything is okay, give the gift of context. Share what's important to you, what's really going on. Unexpressed expectations are an appointment with resentment. Let me say that again. Unexpressed expectations are an appointment with resentment. I said that one time and someone said, Janae, just expectations in general are an appointment with resentment. And I don't agree with that. Because what I have found is that when I can be authentic and strong and communicate some of my expectations, for example, I expect my family to sit around the table during Thanksgiving dinner and not get on their phones. Now, if I didn't express that expectation, then I would be really ticked off when everyone was on their phones. But if I said in a fun and loving way, hey gang, for the next hour, we're going to eat and talk. I know it's a novel idea. Let's try it. I've done it in a fun way and I've expressed those expectations. So give the gift of context. Talk about what's really going on. Give people a little bit of the behind the scenes. We don't have to be perfect. And so many of us are getting together with close friends and families. And if we can't be real and be authentic and give context with them, then how can we expect to be authentic with the outside world? It's crazy with Unbroken. I have had the privilege at some of our events to meet both mothers and daughters. And the moms are just like, Janae, I have to have it all together for my child. And I'm like, oh, please no. How can we expect them to embrace the realities of life that are many times not perfect if we can't do that ourselves? So give the gift of context. Express expectations. And when you're doing that, use I statements. So not like, hey, last year at Thanksgiving, you were on your phone the whole time. No. Hey, gang, I want us to have a meal with true interaction and face-to-face, look people in the eye contact. So I'm going to ask that we lay our phones in the bucket till the end of the meal. Do something, you can do it in a fun way, to express your expectations. The third suggestion I would love to give us is to let the little things go. My husband can be extremely helpful in the kitchen, and I love it. I do. But there was a time, I'm not proud of this, but I think I can keep it real with you all. There was a time that if he didn't load the dishwasher like I would normally load the dishwasher, I would tell him about it. Come on, Janae, what was I thinking? Instead of honoring and appreciating his effort, I'm going to criticize him for where he missed the mark. He loaded the dishwasher. Let it go. Or with my kiddo, sometimes his choice of clothing, particularly for the holidays, I don't know why, even though we're in our home, I think we should be dressed up, but his choice of clothes would not be my choice of clothes. Well, if I express the expectation beforehand, so son, collared shirt, then when he shows up in his, collared school uniform, that's okay. That's okay. Let it go. So, what are those little things that you can let go? And the fourth thing, and for me, it's probably the most crucial part of the holidays, and that is to do what I can do, what I can control to put myself in a good headspace. If I have not planned and I have waited until the last minute, and then I'm trying to throw everything together, clean the house, all the things, I'm not going to be in the right headspace. And so, what are some of those things that you can do to get in the right headspace? If you know that dancing around the kitchen and having time to really prepare the meals, the foods, that really gives you comfort, then give yourself extra time to do that, to put your mind in a state of fun and relaxation. Or maybe you're one that you're like, hey, the holidays are coming. I get super conscious about what I'm eating and the fact that I'm eating more, exercising less. Go take more walks, clear your head in between courses. Anything you need to do to get yourself ready to be fully present. Every year I talk about the fact that at the holidays, the best gift that we can give is the gift of our presence. And don't just show up, but actually be there. So today, I'm trying to help us all put the fun in dysfunction at the holidays, because I know we all have it. But if we can look to do some small things differently, we just might see a big change. So give the gift of context, express expectations in a fun way, let the little things go, and do what you need to do to prepare yourself mentally to have a great holiday season. Oh, and then last, did I mention an attitude of gratitude? Because when I look at what I don't have or who's not at the holidays this season or all of the things that are missing, then I miss out on the gift of what is there. And so by going into holidays, particularly Thanksgiving, with that attitude of gratitude, it really can make a difference. And what I'm doing this year is putting down little cards that say, I'm thankful for, ... And then everyone can write down what they are thankful for, because that not only gets me in the attitude of gratitude, but it helps the rest of the peeps get in that mindset as well. Hey, if you like what you're hearing or you've gotten anything out of this, will you please tag me at Real Janae Hill and share this with a friend? Because, come on, friends don't let friends listen alone, especially when there's a nugget that maybe your buddy needs to hear. And stay tuned. I've got some really fun Holy Shift news coming up, so you won't want to miss it.